Hello learners, welcome to NIOS. Today we are going to discuss grammar for communication, right? So as you can see, for effective communication, it's very important that you have you make use of correct grammar, and as you can see that we will be discussing, our main objective is first to give you or let you know about the basics of grammar, right? So let's list part of speech, then we will be identifying tenses, then we'll also look at the use of articles, right? So why is grammar so important? Okay, the study of grammar is very important because it is a study of the rules of a language, all right? Some of the most common errors are made because we are not aware of the rules of grammar, all right? Especially when we're using sentence structure, all right? Most of the time we make errors in subject-verb agreement, all right? Then sometimes we're using tenses wrongly, right? So our basic mechanics and other parts of speech, as you can see, are very, very important and very crucial for our learning of grammar and of our making use of these rules for a very smooth and effective communication, right? So first let's look at the parts of speech, right? So there are 8 parts of speech in English. You can see noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections, right? Now, anything that has a name is a noun, right? And we use noun to identify a person, a place, thing, event, substance, or quality. Now, suppose I say I'm married to Amit, right? So we look at it. What is the noun over here, right? The noun here is Amit, and it is it's a proper noun. Then we look at the other sentence. Lucknow is a beautiful city. Again, if you notice that Lucknow is highlighted, Lucknow again is the name of a place, of a city, and that again is a proper noun. Looking at ships makes me nauseous, right? Now, when you look at ships. Now, ships is something which is again the name of a thing, right? So, ships again here is a noun, but it is not proper, right? Again, let's look at gold. Gold is a precious metal, and here you will notice that we are looking at the name of a substance, or we are naming a particular substance. That's gold, that's a metal, right? And then your competence has not gone unnoticed. Now, when you look at competence, right? Competence is the name of an ability or a quality that you have. So again, all these are nouns. So anything that has a name, anything that will help you to identify would a particular place or a person or an event or a substance or a quality, that becomes a noun. Now, there are proper nouns, common nouns, abstract nouns, and collective nouns. Now, let's look at a proper noun, all right? A proper noun, as pointed out to you in the earlier sentence, Amit was a proper noun, Lucknow was a proper noun, common noun, ship was again a common noun, metal was a common noun. An abstract noun is something which is basically a quality, or perhaps, something which is intangible, which is non-tangible. You cannot touch it, but you can. For example, we say democracy, all right, or politics for that matter. That is an abstract noun. Happiness, right? That again is an abstract noun. A collective noun which comes in, like for example, you say a shoal of fish, shoal becomes a collective noun. A bunch of grape, bunch becomes again a collective noun, and so on and so forth, right? Let's look at pronouns, right? Now, pronouns, most of the time one is not using a proper noun or a proper noun all the time. I do not say that Nagma is going to, give you a lecture, or Nagma is going to say, I will say I, right? So any word, another word that we use in place of a noun, that's called a pronoun. Okay, a pronoun is that which comes in place of a particular noun, right? So let's look at the pronouns given below. Personal pronouns, right? Personal pronouns like I, he, she, right? They, you, we, all these are personal pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns, this, that, there, right? Indefinite pronouns, when you are not very sure of them, right? You say something, somewhere, anytime. Interrogative as, the person who did that, right? So you have over here. Now let's look at verbs, all right? Verbs help you to talk about the action or the state of a noun or subject, like action verbs, non-continuous verbs, auxiliary or helping verbs, or modals, right? Then we go on to adjectives. That's another part of speech for you. An adjective is basically adds color, size, quality, texture, and shape to any particular subject. All numbers, all colors, all qualities are basically adjectives. Adjective of a quality is short, tall, ugly, stupid, intelligent, beautiful, all right, pink, blue, etc. All these would be, adjectives. An adjective of quantity, some, little, enough, any. Adjectives of number, third, 5, 9, 4, etc. Demonstrative adjective, this, that, these, those. Interrogative, what, which, whose. Possessive adjectives, my, our, yours, his, her, their. Now, adjectives have degrees like positive, comparative, and superlative. When we say positive degree, we say he is as good as, his friend. Now, as here is a positive. We use as most of the time. Positive when there is an equal quality given. Comparative when you compare, like this particular book is older than the other. Now, you are using the word than over here, and you are also adding an ER to old, right? So if you had to say positively, you would say as old as, but when you're using comparative, you'll use an ER added to it, you'll say older, and you will use a than. And superlative, of course, it is a degree which is the highest. You'll add a definite article to it, you'll say that is the best movie that I've seen so far. So that's he is the most clever, or he is the best student of the class. So when you're using the, you will use the superlative degree, right? Verbs have tenses, all right? Regular verbs and irregular verbs. Then you can look at simple present tense. We use simple present tense when we want to show an activity that we do routinely, right? For example, we finish our project on time, right? We have habit. The presentation has vivid colors. Reboot the system first. The meeting begins at 10 a.m., right? So most of the time, simple present tense is used to show something, an action rather, which we do habitually, or we are into doing it routinely. Present continuous tense, when I am, or when someone is doing a particular action, all right, in a continuous manner. And here we use auxiliary verbs or helping verbs like is or are plus verb plus ing. For example, I'm typing right now. Unlike simple present tense, we have to show the time over here. It is slightly more time bound. For example, I'm typing right now. We are developing a software. Victor is going to Birmingham tomorrow. They are always arguing among themselves, right? So let's look at present perfect, okay? Present perfect shows a verb that has been finished or that has been just completed. For that, we use has or have according to the personal pronoun that we're using. For example, he has, I have, all right? We have, but she has, right? Plus verb in the third form. For example, we have just finished the call. Alex has already worked on this slide. Barclays has had this contract for 5 years. The team has argued endlessly on this today, right? So let's go on to simple past now. Simple past will show a particular action finished in the past. We finished the maintenance of the systems last week. We did a lot of analysis as junior engineers. We used to do a lot of analysis when we were junior engineers. So you see this particular tense indicates work that used to be done in the past. Again, let's look at past continuous, an action that was taking place in the past. Now, again, it is dependent on the personal pronoun that we are going to use it with, right? For example, he was, we were, plus verb, plus ing, right? The team was trying to understand the integration of the two programs yesterday. While most of the employees were taking part in a fire drill, I was busy supervising it. So it shows you an action that was happening in the past in the continuous, right? Now, past perfect, work that had been finished in the past, had plus verb in the third form. For example, the retail outlet had shut by the time we reached the mall. The entire office had shut by 6 p.m. Simple future, that which might happen or may happen in the future. It could be immediate too. For example, again here you notice that we use the auxiliary or we use the helping verbs, all right, according to the personal pronoun or the person we are using it. For example, I am, she is, we are, all right, going to or about to plus verb in the first form. For example, we'll get the sign off from the customer, or we are going to get the sign off from the customer, right? Now, future continuous, something that we might or we may be doing in future or in the immediate future. For example, again, you will notice that as is in the case of the here, we will use the same. For example, I will, you will. This also comes under the category of the modals, right? So you'll find that it doesn't change with any pronoun that may undergo a change. For example, I will, you will, they will, we may, they may, she might, etc. Right? So may, will, may, might plus be plus verb plus ing. So the team may be showing the presentation to the client when you come over. So something that's going to happen in the future, right? Or in continuous. We will be reviewing the project plan at 1 p.m. Then we come to the articles, and this is really very problematic, especially for Indian users of English. You'll find that most of the time one is very unsure. Now we can see that a and the are the two articles. We also have an article an, which is missing over here, but you can see that we normally use articles, we have to use articles with great care, in the sense that whenever we are introducing a subject for the first time, we will use the indefinite article a, right? And if we are sure of it, then we will use the definite article the, but sometimes, let's look at the rules of use in specific context, right? The sand on this beach is very dirty. General context, you can look at countable and uncountable noun. Now, you can see that countable nouns, you can say a table, a chair, an apple. If you're using a word, if a particular word starts with a vowel sound, we will use an. And for countables, you can say an apple, a table, a chair, a pen, a pencil, an ink pot, right? And these are countable nouns. What do we mean by countable nouns? Which can be pluralized, which come, you can say table, one table, a table, and 10 tables, right? And there's another variety, it's called uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are also known as mass nouns. As you can see, the unit before the noun is counted, right? And uncountable noun normally would use the definite article, the, it will not use a or an. We should also come to adverbs. What are adverbs? Adverbs are those words which are used to describe an adjective, verb, and other adverbs. Examples are slowly, fast, briskly. Very smart. Here, very is an adverb modifying the adjective smart. Walk slowly. Here, it modifies a verb. Quite fast. Here, it modifies an adverb. Prepositions are also part of speech. Prepositions are those words which give you the relationship between two nouns. This part of speech refers to words that specify place and time. For example, in, on, beside, at, it, etc. We come then to conjunctions. Conjunctions are words which join words, phrases or clauses. For example, and, but, however. For example, pen and paper, coffee and tea. I could not attend the class, but I could get my notes from my friend. However, and many other such words which join words, phrases or clauses. Interjections are express emotions. For example, alas, hooray, hurrah or oh. Alas expresses sorrow, remorse. Hurrah expresses joy. Oh can express surprise. For example, you say, alas, I have not succeeded. Hurrah, tomorrow is a holiday. Or, oh, is that the case? Now, these interjections are used mainly to express emotions which are otherwise absent from a printed page. Let's recap. We have looked at the various parts of speech which are the components of English grammar. We have looked at noun, pronoun, adjective, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, all right, conjunctions and interjections. All right, all these are interjections and therefore these are the components of English grammar, and the knowledge of these components is very essential for you to have a smooth, communication in English. Thank you.